I'm starting to think that maybe I'm the problem because everyone around me has a freaking boyfriend who treats them incredible and is super nice to them. And I, for some reason, can't get a boyfriend and they all don't want to commit to me and they just want to use.
Okay.
I feel so unlovable. Is it just me? Or is it everyone? I don't know, I'm losing my mind.
That's not everybody.
Losing my mind! God damn, I feel so unlovable. I can't do this. Everyone around me is gonna come. I feel like I'm third wheeling all the time.
Yeah.
Am I the only one?
Some people are noticing a shift in the dating world lately. As time goes on, certain women are finding that the attention they once had isn't showing up the same way anymore. Meanwhile, many men seem less interested in pursuing relationships than before. Here's the twist, though. This creates an awkward situation for women who previously weren't interested in those same men either. Now the dating market feels different on both sides. So what changed? Let's break it down.
When I text you and you leave me undelivered for 6 or 7 hours, I want you to picture me being kidnapped and taken hostage. Picture that! That's how I feel when you don't answer. Then what would you do? Would you maybe stop leaving me undelivered? If I was kidnapped? Maybe somewhere you'd end up.
Sometimes you'll see people who really struggle with rejection. The type who want attention from a very specific kind of partner, but can't handle it when that interest isn't returned. Instead of reflecting, they jump online and turn it into a full emotional performance about how unfair everything feels. Complaints, dramatic posts, long rants, all because someone didn't text back fast enough. At some point, you've got to wonder, is the problem really everyone else? Or is there some personal growth being avoided?
I'm single and haven't been touched in a very, very long time.
Oh boy.
I had my physical at my doctor this week. And when he touched my lymph nodes to see why they're swollen, that was probably one of the best not dating experiences I've had in a very long time.
We can't really argue with the fact that a lot of people today feel seriously touch-starved. Real connection and simple physical affection seem rarer than ever. But let's be honest, if someone says the most physical contact they've had all year was during a doctor's appointment, that's a pretty sad sign of the times. Not exactly the kind of highlight you'd hope for. It really shows how disconnected things have started to feel for a lot of people.
I started seeing a man after I said I was done with them. I know. Nerd, geek, dork, all the things, right? He's nice enough. He's funny. Like, we get along well. There really isn't awkward silences, but I can feel my avoidance creeping up. It's like black veins and Stranger Things. Just, it's about to like completely take over. Yesterday, I mentioned Tortured Poets being one of my favorite albums ever. He listened to the whole thing while he cleaned his apartment today. That's like a 2.5 hour album. Which, whatever, 2.5 hours, you decide to do that. Taylor Swift, I think, is good.
Sometimes it's not really about the small habits. The decision was already made. When someone starts getting annoyed over tiny, harmless things, that's usually a sign they've mentally checked out of the relationship. They'll say they love a certain kind of music, but if their partner plays it while doing chores, suddenly it's cringe. And honestly, if he didn't listen to it at all, that would somehow be a problem too. At that point, it's not about compatibility anymore. It's just a slow build-up to an exit that's already planned.
So, good for you, you finally got into it. The only reason I fucking did this shit was because my therapist was like, Maggie, you shouldn't isolate yourself. He doesn't have to be your boyfriend. He doesn't have to be here forever. Just go. Who cares? And I'm all for who cares, but fuck, Candace. Then he's getting nervous and he's staring at me and he's smiling. The whole time I'm like this, trying not to look at him. So he doesn't go. I'm freaking out and I don't want to be here, so Jesus Christ.
This is a big reason why a lot of guys feel burned out with dating lately. Some really do try. They show up respectfully, make an effort, and treat someone they like with genuine kindness. But when that effort is met with cold energy or instant disinterest, it can feel confusing and discouraging, especially when it seems like simply being sincere isn't valued the way it used to be. After enough experiences like that, some men start wondering what the point is anymore. And that's where the motivation to even try begins to fade.
If I have to deal with one more man in their 30s to late 30s telling me on dating apps that they're unsure about what they want, I'm honestly gonna crash out. Like, honestly, what don't you know?
Here's something a lot of people overlook in dating. When someone says, "I'm not really sure what I'm looking for right now," that can sometimes be a polite way of saying they're not feeling the connection. But the person hearing it might think, "Well, I'm ready for something serious, so they should be too." And that's where expectations start drifting in totally different directions. Just because one person is emotionally prepared doesn't automatically mean the other person is in the same place. Timing and interest both have to line up. Otherwise, it's just wishful thinking.
This is just like a little shout out, just a little PSA to men. Listen, if you want a fun little one-night stand with a girl, you can actually just say that. I know, it's crazy, but you can actually just say that. You don't have to take her out on a date, wine and dine her, convince her for 2-3 hours that you're looking for something, a relationship, then down the line get with her, and then tell her you wanted something casual. Because 9 times out of 10, if you were just honest with her from the start and said, "Hey, look, I'm looking for something casual," she's either going to be like, "Okay, perfect, yeah, sounds fun to me," or she's just going to say no. And then you can find someone else.
It's kind of ironic when someone thinks they can lay down rules for a person who was never that invested to begin with. Attraction doesn't suddenly turn into obedience just because expectations were spoken out loud. That's not really how dating works. Sometimes the real frustration isn't about standards. It's about feeling rejected by someone they really wanted attention from. And instead of admitting that stung, it turns into a big speech about how all men or all women behave. But one bad experience, even a few of them, doesn't make someone a spokesperson for an entire gender. Sometimes it just means the connection wasn't mutual, and that's a tough pill to swallow.
I feel like there's so many single women out there that are just so scared. Like, what if I never find my soulmate? And I'm over here like, oh my God, what if I do find my soulmate? Because like the way my life is set up, it's just not set up for a man to like be in my space, right? I mean, it's 8:30. I'm on a heating pad. I don't want to be talked to or bothered while I scroll endlessly. And I just brought an entire pecan pie to my bed. I brought the whole pecan pie to my bed and ate it. I didn't eat the whole thing, but like the whole pecan pie was in my bed. I feel like a real adult would frown upon that. Like, what do I do if somebody's here? Like, I just close the door and ask for privacy to eat my pecan pie in peace? I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the move.
This is another pattern that can keep someone stuck in the dating world. When a person becomes completely set in their ways and refuses to look inward, growth pretty much stops there. Relationships usually require some level of flexibility, self-awareness, and willingness to adjust. But if someone believes they never have to change anything, and that every problem is always the other person, they're likely to keep running into the same results. At that point, staying single isn't just bad luck, it's often the outcome of avoiding personal growth.
You know what's a problem?
What?
Being single, being horny, not wanting to sleep around, but also not wanting a relationship.
Girl, you gotta chill out.
Because I need it fixed. It's been years.
Yo, you
And
gotta...
it's all I can think about. Fuck. I know it's not a problem. But it's a need, maybe? Okay.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
This is one of the outcomes of casual dating culture. Sometimes it leaves people single, struggling, and openly venting about how tough it feels to be craving attention in their 30s. Now, don't get me wrong, feelings are real, but airing all of that publicly, it's not exactly the kind of insight that helps anyone else. It's a reminder that while dating trends come and go, oversharing your frustrations usually doesn't make the process any easier.
Me see man on Hinge. Man kinda decently cute. Man 6'2". Me swipe right. Man DM me DM man. Man add me on Snap. Me add man on Instagram. We talking well. Me find out man has a kid.
Why is she talking?
Me don't really like men with kids. But me, we digress. Man say we going deep. Me say sure, let's do it.
Sometimes people act in ways that feel a little childish, like when someone tries too hard to sound playful or cute, but it ends up coming across as awkward instead. It's not about being mean. It's just a reminder that overdoing certain behaviors can make someone seem a bit out of touch with reality. Dating isn't about acting a certain way to impress. Being genuine usually works better.
Man say Korean barbecue? Me say hell yeah. Me and man texting all day. Man say made reservation for 8 p.m. Me no hear from man at 6 p.m. Me no hear from man at 7 p.m. Me doing nails. Me check Snapchat. Man blocked me. Me say, okay. Me go on nail page. Me
Is this
DM man.
caveman talk?
Me say, me don't care. Me go out with my friends. Me have good life. Me forget about.
Sometimes the reaction isn't about the person themselves. It's about the content they put out. If someone posts every single detail of their life online, it can be a little overwhelming. And when certain behaviors come across as too much or attention-seeking, it's not shocking when someone decides to step back, block, or just move on. Oversharing might feel fun in the moment, but in the dating world, it can quickly push people away.
You know what I hate about dating culture right now?
What?
Is that it's like whoever cares less is winning. Ugh. Oh, so what? I have a crush on you. Lucky you, motherfucker. Like, oh, I think you're hot. Lucky you. Why do we have this whole thing about like, oh, if I text them twice, that means they're going to know that I like them? Duh! 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 And who gives a fuck if you text them twice? If they don't like it, then they're just not going to respond, and that gives you your fucking answer, then you can move on. Or they might like it and they'll respond. Either way, it's a win-win for you. Who gives a shit? Ew, I hate it. Like, ew. I'm going to be so cool. I'm going to act so
Sometimes people make up all these complicated rules for how the other person should text, just so they have an excuse to move on if someone more appealing shows up. Funny thing is, those rules rarely seem to apply in reverse. When someone they like isn't showing the same interest, it suddenly becomes a big deal. It's a classic double standard. Expectations are high for the other person, but accountability? Not so much.
I've been single for so long that it's like, if I were to get into a relationship, I don't even know what I would do. Like, I don't know how I would function. Like, what do you even do in a relationship? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know.
Here's a common pattern in dating. When someone spends years focusing only on themselves, they can get really set in their habits and mindset. Then, when a genuinely interested partner comes along, there's often little willingness to adjust or meet halfway. At that point, compromise doesn't really exist, and the connection struggles before it even gets started. It's a reminder that flexibility matters more than we often realize.
I want everybody to take a wild guess how many drinks I paid for tonight. Zero drinks. Does anybody want to take a guess as to how many guys asked for my number? 3. The answer's 3. How many guys asked to come home with me? 2. The answer is 2. How many was I interested in talking to? 0. Why? Because I want to talk to the guy that left me on red. I am uninterested. We literally just went through this situation, and I haven't learned my lesson. I want the ones that don't want me.
Here's why a lot of dating advice from some people just doesn't land. Often what they say and what they actually do are completely different things. When actions constantly contradict words, it's hard to take the advice seriously. And honestly, sometimes there's just no point in listening at all. It's a classic case of talk versus action. And in dating, that gap can be confusing.
This is definitely an attachment problem. I have an anxious attachment with the ones that don't want me, and an avoidant attachment with the ones that do. I want guys to want me, I just don't want them all the time. You know? I want obsession, but I need space. But not too much space. I'll take some breadcrumbs. Damn. I just want a hyperfixation to work out. At least for a little bit. I want to have fun, flirty fun, and be into somebody I'm actually into. It's a rough life.
These days, some people are really into talking about attachment styles. They try to use it to explain every little thing in dating. But here's the reality. If someone keeps chasing people who aren't interested while ignoring the ones who are, that's not an attachment style issue. It's just a personal pattern. Sometimes you've got to own your choices instead of blaming a label.
Guy's ego can never handle when you're just not interested in them in a romantic way. Like the amount of times where a guy follows me and I follow him back, whether it is because I think he's cute or maybe I just know about him, or they DM me something funny, so I'm like, okay, like follow back, you know, you're funny. But when you'll go to like text or something and you're just not interested, like they immediately unfollow you. And it's like, okay, well, why would he follow you if you weren't even interested? No, it's like, I thought we could be friends.
Here's the thing about some people who complain about men not wanting to just be friends. It's often not really about friendship at all. Sometimes the underlying goal is attention, favors, or someone to help out with tasks, basically using the relationship for convenience. That's why genuine friendships can feel tricky when the intentions aren't clear. In the end, people just want authentic connections, not arrangements.
I was down to be friends. Like, did you just expect me to be like, yeah, daddy, let me come? No. I was just wanting to get to know you, you know? Build some mutuals on social media. F you. I go and it's like immediately unfollowed. Like, okay, you're pissed because I'm not interested in you in a romantic way. Like, you are so immature and that's the biggest turnoff.
Sometimes people get upset when someone they weren't even interested in suddenly stops paying attention. The truth? Often it's about craving validation without putting in any effort themselves. Guys, or really anyone, are starting to tune out that kind of game. It's exhausting, time-consuming, and rarely leads anywhere meaningful.
The men in my DMs do not understand that just because I can get a bunch of men to run a train on me doesn't mean I want to get a bunch of men to run a train on me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can see so many comments being like, ew, she's so used. Everyone's been with her. Really? Really? Oh, is that right? I am the kind of girl where it's like, if I don't have an emotional connection with you, you're not seeing my hole, okay? If we haven't been on a few dates and like really gotten to know each other, I'm not bending over. Like, I can't. I have to like have a fantasy of you first. I'm not just bending over. Like, come on.
Here's the thing about trying to rewrite the past. You can't just cover up years of choices with a single excuse. When someone has a long history of dating or relationships, pretending it didn't happen usually doesn't fool anyone. Being honest about your experiences, owning your story, is way simpler than trying to backtrack. It's all about transparency and moving forward.
Can I skip all the dating BS and just get to the part where I'm in love? I just don't have any more small talk in me. What do you do for work? Do you like it? Do you have any pets? What's your favorite color?
When someone posts like this, it can unintentionally send the wrong message. It suggests that they see dating as a chore rather than an opportunity to connect and really get to know someone. Sometimes the dream of just falling in love without putting in effort is exactly what leads to frustration and repeated mistakes. Dating works best when it's about connection, not just checking a box or hoping for magic.
What? Ugh, I can't. Do you know there are men in their 50s on Tinder who have the audacity to say they're looking for short-term fun? You're serious? You're serious? You're in your 50s, honey. That's a good one. Like, sir, those days are over. You're not a gigolo anymore. Embarrassing.
Sometimes the frustration comes from comparing yourself to someone else, like seeing someone much older still getting the attention they want while you're struggling to be taken seriously in dating. It's easy to forget that envy doesn't put anyone in a position of moral high ground. The focus really should be on understanding your own choices and patterns rather than judging others.
It's me crazy that there is like one person
It's like in the back of my mind, and it's like a what if, but it's not a what if because he is so fearfully avoidant that it would literally never work because he's not getting his shit together whatsoever. But he like lurks in the background, and I like him enough, and I had a really good time with him when we were together.
Let's clear something up. He's not fearful or confused. If he genuinely wanted a relationship, it would already exist. The reality, sometimes people stick around for the perks, attention, intimacy, or convenience, without any real intention of commitment. It's a tough truth, but understanding the difference between casual interest and serious intentions can save a lot of energy.
And he lurks in the background just enough to have me feel like, what if? Because that's what he wants. But I know what if. What if we got together? I would get my fucking heart broken. That's what if. Like, does everyone have this person? It's annoying.
If the chance to start a relationship with him ever came up, she might jump at it instantly. But often, that kind of eagerness comes from craving attention rather than genuine connection. And when that craving drives behavior, it can get pretty overwhelming for the other person. Sometimes the best move is to give space and focus on people who are ready for a real connection.
I genuinely feel like the only way to be in a relationship these days, and the only way anybody is in a relationship these days, is to just settle. Like, so hardcore. Like, you just give up. Like, you just settle. So it's a no from me. It will remain a no from me. And you can just, like, miss me with that. Like, I'm just gonna dodge it.
Sometimes people don't realize how their words come across. When someone talks about settling and paints a huge group of people as beneath them, it often reveals more about their own situation than anything else. It's a reminder that perspective and self-awareness matter a lot in dating. And that wraps up today's episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the video on screen for more insights. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.